Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, I want to talk about the Cuban fighters out there in the world. We live very close to longtime WBA junior middleweight champion Erislandy Lara. You know that yours truly was the person who coined the term Rigolution for Guillermo Rigondeaux. We can tell you that story someday. Well, we'll just tell it right now, right? Happened to know a guy who worked for Gary Hyde. He liked it. He told Gary Hyde. They started using that. Started with me. We started the Rigolution. Vasyl Lomachenko ended it, maybe. But listen, those guys, I've always liked watching Cuban fighters because I think they're brilliant in what they do. And maybe also a little bit because everybody else seems to just hate it so much. And I don't understand that. Why is there so much anti-Cuban boxing style bigotry in boxing, Rachel?
That seems a little harsh. So what leads you to say this?
Well, like I hear that the card that's headlined by Erislandy Lara, and then also has Cuban heavyweight slugger Luis Ortiz in Brooklyn, maybe it's not doing super great at the box office, right? Not a lot of tickets are being sold. I think in part, honestly, that's PBC's fault. Why would you have that card in Brooklyn when you could have that card down in Miami where there's a large contingent of Cuban fans, probably, that you could sell that fight more? I don't understand that. But listen, also I've never been up to Brooklyn, so we'll know.
I was like, I don't know what.
I just like to cast stones at people, right? But the Cuban population, I think it's greatest in like the Florida area. But I don't know. I would need a map. I would need some data. But here's the data I do have. Whenever I mention Erislandy Lara on Twitter or Guillermo Rigondeaux or Luis Ortiz or whoever that's a Cuban-style fighter, people don't like them. I don't understand it. I mean, I'm talking about Erislandy Lara, who just came off winning the consensus fight of the year against Jarrett Hurd, or actually he lost that fight, who was involved in the consensus fight of the year, and people still call him boring.
Yeah.
They don't want to see him fight. I don't understand that. And he's been in 2 fights, which were up for fight of the year, when he fought Alfredo Angulo as well, was also a candidate. So tell me, Rachel, why is there so much anti-Cuban boxing style? I'm not saying anti-Cuban. I'm saying anti-Cuban boxing style bigotry. I am saying bigotry. Bigots.
I don't know. I think part of it might stem from that traditionally Cuban fighters fight in a way that's very
defensive.
Yeah, and so you have that, and so maybe that's in the back of people's mind, so that they remember that. The other thing is like I'm gonna make a general judgment here. I feel like
People suck.
no. So another defensive fighter would be Floyd Mayweather, right?
Right.
But he brings a totally different personality.
Okay. You
to
think
the ring,
he's got to
and I wonder if Cuban fighters, particularly if you have had the life of a Cuban that has, what do you call that? Defected, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But all those guys had to go through a whole lot just to come over here, and then to be roundly rejected to me is offensive to me, people.
I think that maybe when you're coming from that kind of hardship, that they in particular may not always recognize, I don't know, life might seem really great all the time, whereas
it does seem that way.
So I don't know. I just see maybe a personality, because you either have to have the promotional company that's gonna tout you, or you have to do it yourself. And so I don't see these fighters doing it themselves. I also happen to see that maybe these fighters don't have always the best people promoting them.